Do you want to see a leadership challenge? Do you want to see Angela Eagle stand against Jeremy Corbyn?
I think there has to be a leadership challenge now. I think the position is that Labour is voiceless, and that at a time when the country rightly is saying we need some degree of leadership from our political leaders. If Labour cannot be heard because all that Labour appears to be talking about is itself, then that needs to be removed, and we need to have a leader of the Labour Party who can talk to the nation rather than simply talk to the rest of the Labour Party.
Do you think back 20 years and the turmoil that then existed seems minor now within the Conservative Party as New Labour was getting its act together? And we're looking at the polling now. Labour still 7% behind in the polls now at a time of turmoil. 20 years ago it was 30% ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's been a complete and total turnaround, but that is because the times are completely different. I mean, comparisons with the past are not valid, because I can't remember a time like this in my political lifetime where in effect, the result of the European Union referendum has left everybody thinking that the dial has been set at zero, and now what the country is looking for is people who can provide direction, leadership and reliability about what we do in the light of the fact that there is huge uncertainty ahead.
And you have decided then, seeing Jeremy Corbyn up close and personal in his shadow cabinet, that he is not the one to provide competent, effective leadership.
I think that is right. I think Jeremy, who I admire and like, has transformed the Labour Party, but in relation to, for example, the European Union referendum, for example, in dealing with the anti-Semitism allegations, where he is certainly not anti-Semitic himself, but I don't think he adequately dealt with the issue in the party, and his failure to persuade even a significant section of the Parliamentary Labour Party that he should lead.
What's your take, though, Lord Falconer, with your legal brain, about perhaps the legal challenge ahead, just about the mechanism for any leadership contest? Well, in your view, does Jeremy Corbyn get on the ballot paper automatically being the leader?
I don't think that he should. I think the position is that the leader of the Labour Party has got to lead the Parliamentary Labour Party. Lord Collins, who produced the report that produced the current rules, said the leader of the Labour Party has got a special responsibility to lead the Parliamentary Party. Therefore, there needs to be a minimum threshold before he can lead the party. That threshold is set at 20%. He's got to go for between tens of millions of voters. Surely he should be able to get 51 MPs and European MEPs to support him. And if he can't do that, what does that tell you about him?
He's just said this morning, he's taken legal advice and he feels he doesn't need to do that he should automatically be there.
Well, lawyers can say a variety of things. Ultimately, it is for the NEC, that's the National Executive Committee of the Labour Party, to decide what the right course is. And it's for them to decide whether or not this standoff could continue into the future. Ed Miliband, for example, had quite a small number of MPs, but he met the threshold and was able to lead both the Labour Party and the Parliamentary Labour Party.
Well, you know what happens. If Mr Corbyn is kept off the ballot paper by this device and it's subject to legal challenge and eventually your view prevails, it doesn't matter, though. The membership are going to think this is a fix. Many of us want to vote for Jeremy Corbyn and you're not allowing us to.
Well, as I say, it's the National Executive Committee to decide. They represent the whole range of party opinion. Let them form a view about the question of whether or not there needs to be minimum support for a prospective leader in the Parliamentary Labour Party. They are the people that have been elected by the Labour Party to run the party and to make final decisions in relation to these issues. My real anxiety is that we are a party built, formed, founded to get people elected to Parliament so that we can do the things that people who need Labour need and want. And if you can't deliver even a direction that people will hear, then you are failing in your ultimate purpose.
But do you feel, let me put it the other way around, to those who are going to think this is a stitch-up, do you not think that if Jeremy Corbyn was on that ballot paper, he would, of course, get re-elected?
I don't know. I think any challenger to Jeremy Corbyn would certainly start as the underdog. And it would then be for the Labour Party to decide what they want going forward. And yes, you're absolutely right. Jeremy has got huge support within the Labour Party. In a debate over the summer about where Labour is to go, then the Labour Party would decide whether or not they want to continue with Jeremy, or whether there is somebody, maybe Angela Eagle, maybe somebody else, who they think has a better hope of delivering for them. My other anxiety is the party, the country, will drift to the right, and not just the Conservative Party, but the much harder right, if the position is that Labour cannot offer a clear alternative. If we are still engaged in this destructive internal conversation, people will write us off.
How close do you think the party is to splitting?
Well, I don't think the party is close to splitting. I think the party is absolutely determined to stay together. Whatever happens, I'm certainly staying in the Labour Party. I think everybody recognises that Labour, with its historical support in large swathes of our country, is the best party to speak to the public and speak particularly to the poorer members of society, to say this is the direction for the country. If the Labour Party splits, then there will be a fragmentation.
So except there is if there is a possibility.
Well, I think it's... I'm very against it, and I think most people in the Labour Party are against it. But
well,
the question...
You didn't want to leave the European Union. You know, these things happen here.
My sense is that the party very much wants to stay together. I don't think the question is split. I think the question is our ability to hold on to our heartland support.
But what about this sense, and it touches on something you said a little bit earlier, Lord Falconer, about the need, the desire for leadership, grown-up, sensible leadership. Is there some sense that the gases are forming in the universe for perhaps not a split within the Labour Party, but a new centrist party with a leader that can come along and say, you're too far to the left, Labour, you're too far to the right, Conservatives, this is the middle way?
I don't think that the public are thinking in terms of left or right. I think that what they are looking for, quite legitimately, is somebody who can say, this has happened, we accept the European Union result, now this is the way forward in relation to it. I strongly believe that if such a person came from within Labour, that would really reassure the people who had traditionally voted Labour. I don't think the issue is left-right, because I think if you don't have somebody who is able to provide a convincing way forward, then the public will scan the horizon and see what most resonates with their fears, and that could be a party of the hard right like UKIP.